Greetings. How's everybody doing this afternoon? It is now 12:03, and you're seeing me, Doc Ock, at noon and 9. Hoping everything is fine for everybody out there in live stream land. We're doing it one more time. The good word right here in my hand. And the word for the day that hasn't been heard is wisdom does not come overnight. Wisdom does not come overnight. Now that means, oh, that's right. You need to figure it out for yourself, don't you? So let me just leave it at that. That's a proverb, though, from Somalia. Wisdom does not come overnight. Next up, we got a poem, Oh My People, by Suleiman Al-Hadi. And here we go. One of the last poets. The poet, one of the poets that would never blow it. Here we go. Oh, my people, what is your worth? What is your worth? What is your worth? Child of the earth. Are you like silver, diamonds, or gold? Or do you be like diamond and silk, increasing in value as you grow old? Or are you like dew at the start of the day, like smoke in the wind, slowly fading away? You cannot be measured in dollars or cents. You can only be measured in your words and intent, and what you achieve and how you relate, and what are your virtues, and if you are great. Why you are here in this degraded old state, a victim of scorn, contempt, and of hate. Why can't your hearts be united as one for a cause such as freedom for the future to come? What kind of veils hide your eyes from the truth? Why do you not research and establish the proof of where you have come from and what was your way? Let us find some solutions for the moral decay that frightens our elders and shatters our homes, abandoning our offspring to a fate of their own. We must rise up, my people, for the depth of our dust, to a new understanding built on mutual trust, to some solid achievements in a new way of life, bringing into the conflicts and eternal strife that plagues our existence and threatens our end. We must define our enemy and just who is our friend, and then, my people, and only then, can we raise up our heads among the nations of men, reclaiming our birthright, in our pride, reuniting our families, increasing our stride, new rules of our choosing, new goals to attain, one God, one destiny, one people, one aim. And oh, my people, what a wonderful day when we use our talent in a positive way, providing ourselves with the things that we need, purging our systems of envy and greed, reshaping our image, emerging as one, setting righteous examples for the children to come. Then maybe, my people, just maybe you'll find some joy that's been hidden in your space and time. And in your ascent, you will find that it's true. There is no treasure more precious than you. Oh, my people, what is your worth? What is your worth? What is your worth, children of the earth? Now, as you know, from time to time, we can have experienced a few technical difficulties around here, and we are about to experience one right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the live stream running on Facebook and YouTube, and it's going to take me about 60 seconds to get a power cord, because I see camera 2 over here is about to fade out. Yeah, I already looked at that and tried to figure out how to get it apart. I'm going to have to go to YouTube, I guess, to figure it out. Because I can figure it out the first time. They're not screwed. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, great. Okay, so I see you all are still with me. Let me go ahead and just plug this in real quick here. Just self in right over there and right over here. Okay, now, whew. Okay, because I hate it when I have everything all set up and then, so moving on. Let's go to my life in the bush of ghost. And let's see what we got. Last chapter. Gladness becomes weeping. So you recall from the last reading that he has reached his home. He's returned to his village and he's been being reunited with his family. And the last chapter is called Gladness Becomes Weeping. After a few minutes, our mother came, but she did not know me again. And I myself did not know her as well. It was this day I believed that feeling sometimes proves the same blood if they have left each other for a long time, that they are the same family, because my brother did not show me to our mother when she came, because he was waiting for his friends to come before he would tell her. So as she sat down behind me, she was feeling perhaps I am her son. After a while, my brother's friends came. They sat in the form of a circle, and I was in the center. Then my brother told the whole of us to kneel down to pray. After the prayer, he told our mother that I am her son, who had been lost since I was 7 years old. But when our mother with my brother's wives, with his friends heard so, all shouted with gladness and held me. But when they looked at my body and saw the sore, they burst into a cry which lasted for about an hour before it stopped. And it was this day I believed that if gladness is too much, it sometimes becomes weeping. Having stopped crying, our mother started to treat the sore, and within a week, willy-nilly, it has been healed. Willy-nilly, it has been healed. After the second day that my brother and mother knew me, and I myself knew both of them as well, then he told me how he was captured. Our mother also told me how she was captured. When coming home to rescue us, immediately she heard from the market that war broke into the town. She said that she was captured and taken to a town of which she did not understand their language until she left there when resold to a lame woman. She said that the work that she was doing for the lame woman was only to be carrying her wherever she was going to, but she spent only 4 years with her before she sold her again on the way carrying her to somewhere, because she was feeling hunger and had no money to buy the food. So the lame woman gave mother to the food seller and took food instead of paying her money. After she was exchanged to this food seller, the food seller was not feeding mother at all. So she wanted, if she worked for her from early morning till 8 o'clock in the night, then she would start to work from that night till dawn for her living, so that by that she had no time at all to rest or sleep both day and night, and she was doing day for years until she had a chance to escape at night. And again, she was captured on the way by another man who was the most famous slave buyer in his town. All his slaves were performing the same kind of work, which only men could be performing. But however, she was working as hard as a slave man. When her master noticed she was working as a man, then he set her free after the 8th year that he captured her. Back to the town, she met none of us in the town and was in a sorrowful life until my brother came after he spent many years in various towns. When he came, both of us were expecting you every day to come home, but it is in vain. And they did not know that it was in the bush of ghosts you were. Our mother told me as above. But one day, when I remembered our dead cousin, who I met in the 10th town of Ghost, I told them about him, that he had resettled down in a town in the bush of Ghost. I told them that I was educated from him because he had established schools and churches there. Of course, when they heard so, they were very surprised. They asked me whether I feared him, as he had died in our town here in my presence before I left the town. So I replied that if anybody enters into the bush of ghosts, he or her would not fear for anything within a week. He or she had entered it because he or she will see fear personally, who bought the palm wine drinker's fear before he entered inside the white tree to the faithful mother. I told them further that it is in the bush of ghosts, the fears, sorrows, difficulties, all kinds of the punishments, etc. start, and there they end. After that, I hinted to them that about the secret society of ghosts, sucky now, which is celebrated once in every century. I told them that it is near to be celebrated. I'd like to be present there so that, which is celebrated once in every century. I told them that it is near to be celebrated, and I like to be present there so that I may bring some of its news to them and other people. But when both of them heard so again from me, they said that I will not go to the bush of ghosts again in their presence. Of course, they said this of their own accord because I dreamed a dream that I am present when this secret society of ghosts is performing, and I believe so because my dream always comes to the truth in future. However, it may not be. So you will hear about this news in due course. This is what hatred did. Now, that's the strangest line in the whole book. This is what hatred did? Okay, I don't get that. But I believe what he's doing here is that he is giving us a preview of a book which is to come. I'm looking here to see if it tells me My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, 1954. So yeah, this book was published after The Palm Wine Drinker. So The Palm Wine Drinker is the next. There are two books in this particular under this one cover: The Palm Wine Drinker and My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. But he apparently he wrote The Palm Wine Drinker first. That was what brought him to fame. The My Life in the Bush of Ghosts came second. But for some reason, he still makes allusion to this other book, even though, right, maybe in case you hadn't read it. So he's alluding back to it so that if you didn't read it already, you'd go ahead and read that book. And that's what I suggest that you do. If you get a chance, get a hold of My Life in the Bush of Ghosts and The Palm Wine Drinker under one cover. You can find it on Amazon. I currently do not have any copies for sale, but if I get some, I'll post them up. You know the place. It'll be on eBay. Next week, we will be starting up in a new book, which will be Ark of Bones. Ark of Bones. We'll be reading the prose of Henry Dumas. If you recall, I said we were going to read the works of Henry Dumas for the entire month of June. The month ain't over yet. It ain't over till it's over. When you hear that fat lady sing and you hear that bell ring, then you'll know it's over. Until then, we're going to carry on. Meanwhile, tomorrow we'll be having our special, and the special tomorrow is Why Black Lives Matter. Why Black Lives Matter. We're going to be dealing with all kinds of different topics, including topics like the Confederate flag. Okay. So we'll be dealing with some historical things. We'll be dealing with the 13th Amendment. We'll also look into, there was something else in there too. 13th Amendment. We'll also be looking into some of the events that occurred between the 13th Amendment and the present. Okay. I'm going to leave that a little bit more open. I'm not going to be more real specific about that, but it will be quite interesting. And we will be talking about a variety of places, including Chicago. So, be on your toes, keep your nose open and your eyes glued to the screen, because we're going to be here doing it real keen, and we promise not to treat you real mean. Don't forget, we still got this book. It is Juneteenth, available on eBay right now currently. Order it now, and you're not going to get a discount, but you will get an autographed copy of the book. So now's the time. Get it while you can, while you hear this rhyme. Meanwhile, I'm checking out. This is Doc Ock signing off. We'll see you again this evening for the children's time. the children's stories at 9 o'clock, because you know this is Doc Ock at noon and 9. Don't act like it wants to go.